good morning, good afternoon, wherever you may be in the world. Thank you for joining me for another edition of the True Conductor Show. Um, this should be a pretty interesting live right here. Because it's dealing with how you handle adversity, and adversity is when you find yourself, you're back up against the wall. You done fell off in a hole. You done fell off the bike. Okay, that's what adversity is. When things ain't working, man. When it ain't going right. And a lot of people don't know how to handle that. A lot of people don't know what to do when things start falling apart. And this is, and I'm speaking to you from experience. Tanya, thank you for joining me, girl. Thank you for joining me. Hey, listen, anytime you got to go, baby, I appreciate you. But anytime you got to go, because, if I get long-winded, I understand. But I sure appreciate you doing this, girl. I really do. I really do. Matter of fact, that kind of has elevated my process, because never in my wildest imagination did I think I would ever have a moderator. So that's some growth in my mind to get to that point. But New York, what's going on, man? Thank you for joining me. But when you're digging out of a hole, in other words, when you been knocked off your feet, okay? When things just go haywire and go crazy, the first thing you need to do, if you don't, is believe in God. That's the first thing you're gonna have to reckon with. Because a lot of this stuff that you trying to do, you ain't gonna be able to do it on your own. You're gonna have to have some kind of belief in God, okay? Because that's what's gonna sustain you. When things ain't looking good and you're down and you don't, man, you gotta have something that you can fall back on to re-energize you, to uplift you. That's the first thing you're gonna have to do, okay? You're gonna have to trust God that whatever it is that you're going through and whatever it is you're facing, that you're gonna find a way out. And you might not can't see that. And see, when you trust in God, you don't know where it's coming from. Let me say that again. See, when you trust in God for some stuff, you don't know where it's coming from. You don't even know when it's coming. The only thing you're doing is staying in anticipation that it's gonna happen. And that's where the rubber meets the road. When your faith is it's gonna work out. Because the first thing the enemy is gonna do is attack your mind with doubt, second guessing, fear, anxiety. See, all of those emotions you're gonna have to deal with. And you're gonna have to put that stuff aside. You're gonna have to put that aside and still keep believing It's gonna work out. I don't know how. It's gonna work out. I'm not gonna get afraid. I'm not gonna be scared. I'm not gonna worrying. You see, you got a lot of people that calling themselves in faith and be worrying about some stuff. Let's see who we got here. Because if you are a fraud, trust me, I got a moderator that will certainly get rid of you in a hurry. All right? Let me see. Let me look at you. Okay. All right. That ain't you. That's not a picture of you, but you know, but still, you and see, and here's the thing, man. Here's the thing. Your well, yeah, I got a lot of trolls. I got a lot of trolls come up in here, man. Got a lot of people coming up in here doing a whole bunch of things. You know, that particular profile picture that you putting up, that ain't you. I bet you $1 to a donut, that ain't you. Okay? Well, you might be listening. You might be. Well, thank you for listening. But that profile picture ain't you, though. I guarantee you that ain't you. But anyway, so you're gonna have to control your emotions. I know it's not you. I know it's not you. I know it's not you. You're gonna have to learn how to control your emotions with what's going on. You're gonna have to be in control of that. And see, and that's the one thing a lot of people don't wanna do, is take control of the feelings that they're dealing with. They don't wanna be responsible. Because when you start being responsible, you're accountable. And when you start holding yourself accountable, now you're not gonna lie to yourself. You know, we coming up to a brand new year in 16 days. And you know how many people that are gonna make New Year's resolutions and know they lying? Know they lying, but they're gonna make them New Year's resolutions, and they do it every year. Lie to themselves every year. And that's why they don't believe nobody else, because they lie to themselves. Okay? And that's a reality. So stop lying to yourself, man. If you can't be true, be truthful with you. And then when you learn how to be truthful with yourself, see, you can see when somebody else is not being truthful with you. Okay? That's all they doing, Tanya, is setting themselves up for failure. That's all. They come out making knowing they ain't never kept a New Year's resolution. But every year, they go about making them, because that's tradition. See, it's a traditional thing for you to lie to yourself and keep it moving. See, that's tradition. And folk know they be lying. And you know what? A lot of them be in church. A lot of them, New Year's Eve service, man, shoot. What? You go to New Year's Eve service, oh Lord, at the altar, lying. Okay? Lying. But again, and see, and here's another thing. You know, when you digging out of this hole that you in, and you got control of your emotions, you can't be feeling sorry for yourself. Let me say that again. See, when you trying to dig out of a hole, man, you ain't got time to be feeling sorry for yourself about what you going through, what you are experiencing. You don't have the time. Okay? Because when you start feeling sorry for yourself, that is a sob story. Let me say that again. When you start feeling sorry for yourself, you have now created a sob story. And everybody and their mama and their uncle and everybody else got a sob story. Okay? See, you done got away from being creative, being proactive, and you have now stepped into being reactive. Because now you're trying to use a story to manipulate somebody's emotions. Because you don't want to deal with the rejection. You don't want to deal with not being accepted. See, and that's oh man, oh wow, I gotta write that down. Okay, I'm telling you, and you gonna go through so. Listen, man, when your back is up against the wall, all kinds of Chipper says, "Hey conductor, I pop in from time to time and I'm digging out of my hole. Any advice for swallowing pride and making amends to those you hurt along the way? I know I need to make amends. I don't know how." Well, 9 times out of 10, Chip, the people that you want to make amends with probably ain't gonna believe you. That's first. Okay? And rather than trying to talk to people, why don't you show them that you've changed? That's the best way to do it. You know, be able to produce some results. See, anybody can go say, "I'm sorry, I didn't mean it." And that's going to go in one ear and out the other. But when you can go and start creating and manifesting some of the things that they never thought you could. So you're going to have to show an element of success. And then they will believe, and when you go back to them, they will believe that. Okay? So that's what, you know, forget them for now. Manifest something, man. Manifest, make something work, create something that you got on your resume that you didn't have when you were dealing with them at first. Okay? Create something. Do something. That's what you're going to have to do. Because that's the only way that they're going to see that, you know. Okay, hold on, y'all. I got to turn this light out because I think the bulb is going bad. That's the only way, man. That's the only way. That's the only way they're going see because you can again You know, you see, you got a lot of people that talk a good game, but they can't walk it. And if you have really truly changed, you're supposed to be able to show some results. You're supposed to be able to show some manifestation of something. If you're different, you got to have some kind of manifestations, man. And just put your head down and create something, achieve a goal. And can go back and say, listen, I had to let go of all of these feelings that I had in order to achieve this. And see, and that's which really leaves me, you're gonna have to let go of some stuff when you digging out of a hole. You can't hold on to that anger and that unforgiveness and that revenge when you trying to dig out of a hole. How God gonna bless you and you still mad? You won't forgive somebody. And see, forgiving is not forgetting. Let me say that again. See, forgiving is not forgetting. See, when you forgive, it takes the sting out of the remembrance of that thing. When you forgive, see, you can that stuff can come through you. Okay? And it don't have the same sting that it had. And see, a lot of people are holding on to. I mean, you can look at Trump. Look how he holds on to a lot of things that was done wrong to him that he perceived were wrong, and he wants revenge. When he get in a position of power, he wants revenge. And it ain't gonna work. It's not going to work. I'm telling you. Okay? So you got to learn how to let some stuff go, man. Because as long as you hold on to it, you are not proactive, you're reactive. Let me say that again. See, as long as you're holding on to that negative energy, things that's done happened to you, because you can't change it. What is it in your past that you can go back and change? Nothing. The only thing that you can impact is your future. Nice to meet you, Isabel. Okay? And you got so many people right now, man, that's holding on to some stuff they can't do nothing about. They can't change it. And they keep rehashing it over and over again in their minds. Different scenarios that'll never become reality because it's gone. You rehashing how you should have done it, what you should have said. Or if you get the chance, you said this, man, that stuff is gone. And you still holding on to it. And it's gone forever. And in the meantime, you're stuck. You are stuck because you won't let go. Because you won't let go. Because when you let go, now you ain't got nobody else to blame. See, when you let go, now you got to take a look at yourself And that's why a lot of people be holding on to this stuff, because they don't want to really take a look at who they are. They don't even want to deal with themselves. Man, in fact, a lot of y'all scared to deal with who you are. That's why it's so easy for you to place blame on somebody else. Let go, man. You gotta let it go. If you're gonna move on, if you're gonna achieve something, you can't hold on to the past. and that's what too many people are doing, is holding on to their past, holding on to hurt and disappointment and rejection. I'm not saying not to feel those things. I'm telling you, stop holding on to them. Let them go. Let them go. Because you know that old saying, hurt people hurt people? Okay? That was fake, man. That's some fake bullshit. Pimp My Ride was fake. Just like probably you are. Okay? Probably like you are, fake. You coming up here with some Pimp My Ride. That was fake as shit. Okay? It took me years to come to terms with me and my addiction. I left good people behind and just hope, if anything, to let those ones know I'm sorry. Well, see here again. You know, Chip, you got a story to tell. You have a story to tell. Okay? You have a story to tell. See, get away from you. How can you help somebody? How can you uplift somebody? How can you encourage somebody? Because you know the symptoms. You know the habits. See, you can look at a person and tell if they're dealing with addiction or not, because you know what to look for. Okay? Get you straight. They'll get in line. Let's see. What is your view on trading addiction? I don't understand that question. I don't understand that question. Make it simple for me. Make it simple. I don't understand. I don't understand that. Don't understand it. Well, usually when you have people that's dealing with when you got people that's dealing with that stock market, they looking for a quick fix. They looking for a quick hit. You know, you ain't got to put no work in to do that. And you find most people, when people like that spend most of their energy trying to, they not trying to be creative. Because there are so many other things that you can do in life that you can create that's your own. See, you trading with somebody else's stuff. But why not create your own? Why not develop your own ideas? And again, you know, that is some information that so many people struggle with. And if you're familiar with it, well, why don't you try to help people that's dealing with the same problem? You ain't the only one. You ain't the only one. And maybe that's your way out. Trying to show people where the danger is. Where the hidden pitfalls are. To let them know. Because see, a lot of people fall into that and don't even realize they're addicted. And if you're familiar with that, why don't you show them where the danger is, where the pitfalls are, where the symptoms are? Why don't you expose that, man? See, a lot of y'all be sitting on this information and there's somebody else you can be helping. And that's all I'm saying is, see, and that's another thing. When you digging out of a hole, see, you can't be bashful about trying to help other people. You cannot be bashful. You cannot be embarrassed about trying to help other people, because you never know who people know. Let me say that again. See, you don't know who people know. And you go out and help somebody, and then they can pass your name on to, oh, look, check that guy out. And they just might have your answer. Well, because you're trying to get a quick fix. Well, but see here again, you call it unlucky. There are plenty of people like you. Why don't you show them what not to do? Since that's what you good at doing, why don't you show them what not to do? Okay? Why don't you show them what not to do? Factory? Show them what not to do. Because you know it. You know it. You know what not to do. But you don't want to share it because you look at it as an embarrassment. But there are plenty of people out here just like you making the same mistakes. Making the same mistakes. Well, but see, okay, factory. Just because it's a dark hole don't mean you got to go in it. Maybe you need to try to show people how to stay away from that dark hole. Maybe that's what you need to do. See, listen, man. You're going to find more stuff along the way. See, your problem is you want to have it all in front of you. And it ain't gonna never happen. See, you'll find more stuff on the way trying to help other people than you will just trying to wait for the answer to come. And your problem is you scared. You ain't got no confidence in yourself. That's your problem. Because if you did, you wouldn't be making. I just don't think I have the answer, is what I'm saying. How you know? How do you know you don't have the answer? You don't know how people gonna respond to what you're doing, to what you're saying. You won't give yourself a chance. You done counted yourself out even before you give yourself a chance. And you wondering why it ain't working because you done counted yourself out. And you can't count yourself out, man. That's your problem. You done counted yourself out before you even lift one finger to try to help somebody. I don't know if I had the answer. Really? Really? And you'll find, listen, a lot of these folk that's coming out claiming to be experts and man, they did that shit through trial and error. You just don't know it. A lot of the stuff they telling you, man, was through trial and error. And you think they're experts. And they learning as they go. And see, and that's one of the things when you dig, oh, thank you, Lord. When you digging out of a hole, you gonna learn as you go. I'm gonna have to go back and look at this video myself. I'm telling you, you gonna learn stuff as you go. Why? Because you stepping out on your faith. That's why. You stepping out and see, listen. If you don't believe in yourself, ain't none of this gonna work. Let me say that again. If you don't have any kind of belief in yourself, you might as well just pack your lunch, man, and get your blanket. Because you ain't going nowhere. And when you digging out of a hole, buddy, you got to have some belief in you. You're gonna have to trust you. And that ain't gonna be easy. Because you're gonna have days, man, you're gonna get your ass kicked. Let me say that again. You're going to have days where you're going to get your ass kicked. And you either going to wallow, feeling sorry for yourself, second guessing yourself, doubting yourself, or you going to say, oh man, okay, they got me today. I'll be back tomorrow. Okay? Okay, I'll be back tomorrow. I'll be back tomorrow. And eventually, success gonna see, I done did everything I could to discourage this person. And they just won't give up. Let me go ahead and let them on the door, because they ain't all of this stuff. If whatever I done, I can't discourage them. And see, and that's what you got to show success. Man, I can't be discouraged. I don't care how many years it take me. I'm still man, I've been in DC 50 years. Next year would be 50 years that I've been in Washington, DC. Trying to make some shit work. Trying to make it work. And I ain't tired. I ain't giving up. I'm not giving up. I told y'all, that girl sitting right there, that girl right there, sitting in the Philippines right now. Sitting in the Philippines right now. Ain't seen in 5 years. Okay? I ain't seen in 5 years. Now I could sit down, be crying in my milk, feeling sorry for myself, doing all of that stuff. Yeah, that's my wife. That's my wife. That's my wife. I ain't seen her in 5 years. Missed that girl. But boy, I put my head down. The 5 years she ain't been here, I developed a brand. I came up with this message right here. Okay? And I keep throwing ideas on the wall. I keep throwing ideas. I had a idea. Make your next destination Dubai. And had my grandson make me a video and send it in. Send it in. Make your next destination Dubai. And then, because, my hat is my brand, I went on X and to American Hat Makers. So I got a hat idea for you, because my hat is my brand. And I can show you, I can take this hat and just cut it off right here and make it an everyday cap. Make it for every day, for men and women. Make it for every day. Call it the conductor, for men and women. See, you can't be, see again, man, you can't be, when you digging out of a hole, boy, ain't no idea stupid. Let me say that again. When you digging out of a hole, ain't no such thing as a stupid idea. There's no such thing. Now, every idea that come to you ain't for you, and you got to know the difference. How you gonna know when an idea ain't for you? Because you won't feel it. That's how you gonna know. When an idea come to you that's for you, man, that thing is gonna hit you. I mean, you gonna feel it in your spirit. When it's for you, you gonna feel that thing. You gonna feel it. But when it ain't for you, man, just, oh man, that's for somebody else. I don't get the same reaction. See, it's just that simple. Well, okay. How long you been in the trading business? Let me ask that question. How long you been in the trading business? About 5 years. So why don't you show people, because you know you've been down that road, how to know trading ain't for you. How to know trading is not for you. Why don't you show other people how to be able to recognize that ain't for you? Since you've come to that revelation, why don't you share that information? How to know trading ain't for you. Because it ain't for everybody. It ain't for everybody. It's just that simple. It's not. It's not. And you just might find yourself a niche. Hey, Sean, man, trading ain't for you. This is how you know it ain't for you. Because if it was for you, it would work. It would be working. And then some things, man, some ideas are designed to knock you flat on your butt to see what you're going to do. Some ideas are designed, and see, that trading is like this. But there's something behind it. There's something behind it. Every idea has something behind it. The idea is what is just to get your attention. But once you embrace it and start exploring it, you're going to see a whole lot of other stuff that you didn't even think of that's with that idea. That's just how it works. That's how it works. Man, I started out with one Black History tour. DC Underground Railroad tour was my first tour I ever created in my life. And it was about 6-7 hours long. Okay? And I eventually was like, you know what, wait a minute. I need to break this up. I need to break this up. Then I created the DC Black History Night Tour. Now I got the DC Underground Railroad Tour and the DC Black History Night Tour. Well, one tour was like 7 hours long. The other one was like 3 hours long. I said, oh, wait a minute. Now I need another day tour. So let me create another day tour that's shorter than this DC Underground Railroad Tour. And that's when I created the DC Chocolate City Day Tour. And once I had them 3 tours together, I realized there is no hop on, hop off shuttle service for all of the Black history museums and monuments in the city. Okay? So then I created the DC Black History hop on, hop off shuttle. But I started with one tour. And I got some more tours in this big old head. That once these are sustainable, I can introduce others. That's all I'm saying. Man, don't be afraid to embrace an idea, especially when your back is up against the wall. And you can't be afraid, man, to help somebody. You can't be afraid to be encouraging to someone, because you don't know who might bless you for coming out being a blessing to other people. Okay? You don't know. You don't know. Because you don't know how God gonna move, who God gonna move. I was last night, man, I was in the bed and I heard my Cash App go off. And you know that, and I looked at my Cash App. I don't even know this person. Troy Stone sent me $20. Don't know what he was watching, what he saw. I'm in the bed. And my Cash App go off. Troy Stone sent me $20. See, you don't know how God gonna move folk to start blessing you. But if you scared to try, listen, you ain't gonna start out the gate with everything perfect, doing everything right. Man, you learn a lot of that stuff as you go along the way. And see, that's the mistake. A lot of people don't want to learn nothing as they go. You're going to learn, majority of that stuff, man, you're going to learn as you go. You're going to learn it as you go. Because if your ideas are not growing in your mind, they're dead. Let me say that again. If your ideas are not growing in your mind, they dead. They are dead. How my ideas gonna grow in my mind? Because you're gonna see different expressions of them. you'll see different ways to express it. You'll see different creative expressions of it. Same idea, but you'll just start seeing different creative expressions of that idea. Man, I told you, see, another thing. I got a dinnerware line and the African tabletop. Okay, I did that back in 2000. Back in 2000, man, I opened up a showroom. A buddy of mine came with these dishes. Say, man, I ever show you my desk? I said, no. I said, man, you need to open up a showroom. He said, you open up one, and I put dishes in it. And I went and found a building and opened up a showroom, the African tabletop, in 2000. Okay, in 2000, 24 years ago, and 2020, the name came back to me again. All right, 2020, the name came back. That $1,500 stimulus check. Man, I went out and had somebody design me some dinnerware. That's what I did. And I still got people today. Oh, when the dinnerware? When you gonna produce the dinnerware? When I get some money. But the idea is ready to go. See, when I get money, I ain't got to, let me find somebody to, I know who to go to now. I get some money, I go to a factory, send me the, let me show you the designs. What do you want me to put the designs on? Because I know where the person is to do it. And I know how to get it done. Okay? I know how to get it done. And I'll hit the ground running. See, you can't be, and don't let nobody talk down your ideas. Just cause they don't understand them, cause they don't see them. Man, don't let nobody, don't let nobody, no, it wasn't a success. I was ahead of my time. Right across the street from Howard University. Man, I knew that idea. I just knew that idea was going to, because I'm right across the street from Howard University, the business school on Georgia Avenue. I mean, this gotta work. And I stayed in there about 7-8 months and had to close up shop. I just saw where this black guy, young guy too, had a restaurant in DC, a black-owned restaurant up near Connecticut Avenue, and he had to close down after a year. I'm like, man, I that kind of showed me I ain't by myself. And he was on Chopped, all of that. I mean, this dude, how he done worked years to finally open up this restaurant, and it didn't work. And I'm like, I've been there, done that. Okay, but I just, and then yesterday, I ain't go nowhere. I stayed in this room all day yesterday. I'm not going out there in that weather. It's gonna be raining, and I'm just gonna stay in here. And I said, I have 2 domains that I got me a new name server. And I said, if I don't do nothing else today, I'm gonna point my two domain names at this name server. I'm gonna point them in that direction. And told my grandson today, he just was up in New York doing some videos for A Wonderful World. The lady that produced A Wonderful World, she's making an album and they were doing a video, and then I said, listen, man, I need you to you can develop logos, right? He said, yeah, granddaddy, I can develop a logo. I said, I need me a logo for True Conductor. I need a logo. He said, okay, wait till I get back home. I'll get on it. I'm gonna have my truthconductor.com in 2025. I'm launching that website. I'm launching that website. I'm gonna launch it. And I'm gonna launch the africantabletop.com next year too. I'm launching them websites. That's another stream of income. And see, and so many people only got one stream of income. One stream of income. They only try to get one stream of income. And man, when you trying to dig out of a hole, boy, you need to get more than one thing. Get more than one thing going for you, buddy. I'm telling you, get more than one thing going. Because when something else ain't working, you still got something to fall back on. And you ain't got to be going invest in somebody else's ideas. How is it that you're so comfortable investing in somebody else's ideas and scared of your own? Okay, so Xander say, you're right, I miss having two jobs, but why not have two ideas working of your own? Why you got to work yourself to the bone for somebody else when you can do something for yourself? Think about that for a minute. See, you ain't never gonna get rich working for nobody else, because they'll never pay you what you're worth. Let me say that again. You'll never get rich working for nobody else. Why not work for yourself? Create your own. And that way, you ain't got to get nobody's permission, because you the boss. But see, most of y'all count yourselves out. Oh, I don't want that responsibility. But you're happy with working for other people. But you don't want the responsibility to be your own. Think about that. Think about that. You'd rather work for somebody else because you don't want the responsibility to be your own boss. And see, man, this guy, I had this DJ friend in Birmingham, Alabama, Tall Paul, WENN radio station, and that's how my grandmama kept up with me. Because I guess you could call me his valet. Because whenever he needed something, he called me. And I took care of it for him. And one day he introduced me to A.G. Gaston. At the time, A.G. Gaston was the richest black man in America. Old man in the insurance business. You know, had always chewing on a cigar. And when I met Mr. Gaston, I said, sir, please tell me, how is it that having the limited education that you have, that you can do the stuff that you do? And he looked at me, he said, Sonny, let me tell you something. I don't need to know how to do all that shit. I just need to know how to pick good people to work for me. Man, that fucked me up. From that point on, I always wanted to work for myself. From when he told me that, he said, man, I don't need to know how to do all that. I just need to know how to pick good people to do what I need done. And that was the moment. Man, I'm gonna work for myself. That was my moment. And he dead and gone. That was my moment. H.E. Gaston, look him up. H.E. Gaston. Look him up. I'm telling you, I met him. And he's the one that gave me that independent. He said, man, I don't need to know how to do all that. And I was like, so that's your secret? Yeah. He said, I have to know how to hire good people to get what I need done. See, because most folk think when they work for themselves, they got to know how to do it all. No, you don't. You just got to know how to pick good people to get what you need done. You ain't got to be worrying yourself about doing all that stuff. No. And that's why I had that, from that encounter, made me independent. Made me want to be independent. I always had a problem working a job because I wanted to work for myself. I always wanted to work for myself. Man, when Metro took my job as a bus driver, I got my CDL. I still got my CDL. Let me go out here and I started Capital Buddy Limo. A friend of mine, man, when they stole my job, I didn't even care. I said, man, I'm going to church. Because at the time, I couldn't serve in church. I couldn't go to church because I'm always working. I said, I'm just going to go to church and start serving. And that's what I did. I was in the parking lot ministry. I was in the usher ministry. I was in the television ministry. And I was in the transportation ministry. Okay, kept myself busy. All right, and then it got down to, I just got to the usher and TV ministry. Okay, that's what, and I still did a little transportation, but didn't do a lot. But I just stuck with usher and television ministry. Okay, because they started bringing on a whole lot of more people that had CDLs that could drive the bus. So that freed me up to just focus on being an usher and the television. When nobody show up for the camera, get on the camera. Okay? And this guy, Phil Mathis, may God rest his soul, came to me one day and said, Brother Don, I want to help you go in business. He said, I got this car. I want you to go take a look at it. Gave me the address, said, go walk around to the garage, just walk downstairs and take a look at it. And next Sunday, let me know what you think. And I went and looked at this car, man, and it was a 1996 Fleetwood Cadillac. Matter of fact, a funeral car with 6 doors on it. Last year, the big body. Garage kept with 21,000 miles on the car. Garage kept. I went back and said, Phil, man, that's a limo. What can I? Man. He said, that's all I got. He said, but I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to sell that car to you for $5,000. Okay? At that time, I was trying to get my t-shirt business off the ground, and I had $500 in my pocket. And I said, you know what, man, I'm gonna step out and say, I said, here, Phil, here's $500. He said, gave me a guy's name, said, call this guy and tell him I said, finance $4,500 for you. Okay, you finance it. Tell him I said for you to finance this $4,500. Told you I used to work for Metro, right? I came home and got a letter from the credit union, and it was handwritten. And I looked at it with my credit union, threw that shit in the trash. I threw it in trash. I ain't even want to know because I owe them some money. I don't even want to know what you're talking about. Right? So I'm saying, and God said, nah, you better go back and look at that. Go back and look at that. Open that letter up. I went back and opened that letter up, and there was a $3,700 check. And I was a part of a class action lawsuit that I knew nothing of. And they had settled, and they said, here's a $3,700 check. Now, if you cash this check, that's it. Ain't no more money for you. Shit. Man, that's how I got my tags and my insurance for my limousine. That's how I got my tags and my insurance for that limousine. Man, I went straight to the bank and cashed that check, put that check in the bank, got my limo, my tags, and my insurance, and started Capital Buddy Limo. That's how I got started. That's how I got started. But it started with me taking $500 that I had in my pocket and stepping out on faith. Here, man, I don't know where that money coming from, but take this $500. And that's how I got started. And then Uber and Lyft came in and destroyed the transportation business. Right as I'm getting into transportation, they destroyed. Because they was doing stuff that, you know, they didn't have to go through the procedures that we had to go through to get an L tag. And I said, oh no, I'm not gonna put up with that. And then they started building. The Black History Museum used to be over in Southeast DC, and they started building it right at 14th and Constitution Avenue. And I'm like, man, this thing gonna be a magnet. Let me ask around and see if anybody know about some Black History tours. And you know, and I knew some people that were in the quote unquote conscious community. See, the conscious community was the Black community, and nobody seemed to know about any tours. I said, well, shoot, let me create some Black History tours. That's what I'll do. I'll create some Black History tours, and got some publicity, got on television, and I had one guy. He'd been around. I don't even know if he's still in business or not, but saying, you ain't the only Black History tour in the city. I've been here. I said, man, I ain't know nothing about you. I ain't know nothing about you. So you don't take it personal. I'm trying to get my shit off the ground. Okay, and I'm telling y'all this, and at the time, you know, man, Metro did everything they could to destroy me. Everything they could do to destroy me. And look at me. I'm still here. I'm still... You can go dcblacktours.com. That's me. That's me. Unlike the guy that just closed his restaurant down, so nobody interested in Black History Tour, man, I'm gonna suspend them until 2025. I'm not even worried about them. They're suspended. All right, 2025, you know, February, March, I'll open them back up. But in the meantime, that gave me some attention, the time to be able to focus on trying to get this and this off the ground. So all I got to do is get one of them to hit. Then everything will work. Because now I got some cash that I can do. Got the ideas ready to go. Ideas ready to go. But see, a lot of y'all, man, don't even want to dig no ditches. Because you don't see no clouds. You don't see no rain. So you don't want to dig no ditches. But when the rain do come, it's going to be too late for you to dig the ditches. And you'll miss that opportunity. You'll miss it. So when you digging yourself out of a hole, man, don't ignore your ideas. Don't ignore them. Get them ready. Get them ready. And even if you ain't got the money to implement them, get them ready. So when the money comes, you can hit the ground running. And see, most folk right now run into a bunch of money, man, they got to invest in somebody else. They ain't got no ideas of their own. They got to go out here and get in the stock market and do all this other stuff with their money, taking a chance to lose it rather than putting that money into themselves, into their own ideas. See, why don't you come into some money and put it back into you, into your ideas, rather than taking a risk on somebody else's idea? And that's what most folk are afraid to do. They're afraid. What if it don't work? What if it does? What if it does? Man, all it's going to take is just one positive response for me to get for this message right here, and it's going to take off like lightning. Just one positive response. Because see, every time I start like today, man, I'm coming home. It's cold. It's cold. I mean, it was cold outside. I told my daughter, I said, you know what? Pick me up at the subway station. She said, no, Daddy, I can come down. I said, don't even worry about it. I need to get on the subway station. I'm gonna ride the subway. Pick me up at the subway. Okay? And coming out the subway, get off the train. And this lady said, sir, can I take a picture of your sign? I want to share it on social media. Absolutely. But see, I don't know who that lady was. I don't know who she was. But if my daughter had came to pick me up, I'd have never had that encounter. I wouldn't have had that encounter. And see, my mind was telling me, get on the train. And that's what I did. And I'm talking about soon as I step off the train, this lady, I walk over to the elevator, she's standing next to the elevator. She said, excuse me, but can I take a picture of that? I said, absolutely. Please share. She said, oh, that's what I'm going to do. I'm putting this all over social media. I don't know who she was. Didn't even ask her. But see, and that's another thing, man. When your intuition is telling you to do something, don't question it. Do it. Don't question it. You'll see in the end. But if you never learn to trust your intuition, it'll stop talking to you. Okay? What's going on, Karen? How you doing? It'll stop talking to you. If you learn how to, if you stop listening to your intuition, okay, man, that thing will stop talking to you. It'll stop talking to you because it already know you ain't listening. You ain't gonna listen. So what's the sense in this? What's the sense in it? Thank you, Tanya. Thank you for still. But I got my moderator boy. She on it. I'm gonna bless that girl one day. I'm gonna be able to bless her. But that's what you got to do. That's what you got to. How long I've been on here? A little over an hour. Okay, I ain't gonna stay too long because I don't want to tie my moderator up. But no, man. Don't. When you're digging out of a hole, fear is the last thing you need to entertain. You can't be scared because your back is already up against the wall. And you either gonna fight or you gonna fold. And most folk fold before they put up a fight. And see, you got to come out swinging. No matter how bad it might look, how bad it might be, you got to come out swinging. Because God will open up a way for you. And I'm a witness. I'm a living witness. I'm a witness. Because I done had people bless me on here like ever. Man, about 2 weeks ago, I was on here doing a live. And hadn't heard from that brother in a minute. And he sent me $50 on Cash App. And I'm like, and I'm believing God for some money. I'm believing because my money had dried up at the White House. I'm believing God for some money. And 10, 15 minutes later, I hear my Cash App go off again. And that brother sent me $500. And that was, and not knowing I didn't even have money for my room. And I got it. Tanya say, you have blessed me, TC. Your encouragement and words of wisdom is what helped me to work for myself almost a year, and I have been so blessed with plenty. I pray, girl, 2025, you got to hire some people. I pray in 2025, doggone it, you're going to have to get out here and hire you some people. Yes, indeed. You got so much work, you can't do it by yourself. You got to hire some folk. Yes, indeed. And all you do is go around and make sure the job done right. You know, that's what I pray for you. I pray that for you. I sure do. Yes, and see, and that's another thing, man. When your back is up against the wall, man, you can't be selfish and not wish somebody else well. Oh, let me say that again. When your back is up against the wall, you can't be selfish about it and not be willing to wish or even help somebody else succeed. See, a lot of y'all get selfish, man. You ain't trying to help nobody. See, I ain't got but a little bit. But see, there's just that little bit of money that you stepping out on your faith. You don't know what God might open up, what door he might open up for you. And see, and even when I'm sitting at the White House, you know, that matter of fact, let me find the scripture so I can tell you exactly where it is. Galatians. Hold on a second here. Let me show y'all. Let me show y'all this scripture. Okay, this is. I'm gonna start. This is Galatians chapter 6, and I'm gonna start at verse 7. Do not be deceived. God is not mocked. For whatever man sows, that he will reap. Do not be deceived. God is not mocked. For whatever a man sows, that he will also reap. For he who sows to his flesh will of the flesh reap corruption, but he who sows to the Spirit will of the Spirit reap everlasting life. But this is what This is what I want. Verse 9, and let us not grow weary while doing good, for in due season we shall reap if we do not lose heart. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is what keeps me every day. I have days, man, that I just get $1 and be down there for hours and get $1 and go back the next day. Okay, because the Bible say, let us not grow weary while doing good, for in due season we shall reap if we do not lose heart. And that's what keeps me going. Okay? That's what keeps me going. Because I know, man, that I'm doing good. I'm doing good. I believe in my message. Oh, you got to go. You got to get up out of here. I'm gonna get rid of you myself. Get out of here. Okay? And that's what keeps me going. Because the Bible say, man, don't get weary in doing good. And seeing people walk by me every day have a chance to be a blessing. And look what it says. Do not be deceived. God is not mocked. For whatever a man sows, that he will reap. And people walk by me every day, thumbs up. Okay, I like the message, but never want to put $1 in the bucket. And what you think they gonna reap? Thumbs up. Ain't nobody gonna support their ideas. See, when they need some help, all they gonna get, thumbs up. See, God is not mocked. So whatever a man sows, that he shall reap. And you got so many people right now that scared. What you gonna do with the money? It's gonna help me. That's who it's gonna help. It's my idea. How come I can't benefit from my own idea? Why I got to be a business or an organization? How come I can't live the American dream? I mean, think about that. And it used to bother me. And God said, listen, I would be playing the national anthems of countries, and man, people wouldn't, some of them wouldn't even say thanks. And God said, don't worry about it. They sending your message all over the world. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Shit, that little dollar that they ain't putting in the bucket can't even come to the exposure that they giving you. Don't even come close to the exposure that you're getting. So don't worry. Just keep doing what you're doing. And see, and sometimes, like I see people, man, and God let me know, I don't know how I do this, but I can see some people, and whatever country comes into my intuition, I ask them, are you from Cameroon? You from Nigeria? You from Poland? Are you from Nepal? And be like, how you do that? Don't ask. You from Colombia? Don't ask. I just follow my intuition. Just follow my intuition and be right. And it's God showing me, I'm still in this. I'm still in this. And be right. See, so that's how I can every day, man. I got days I do not want to be going out there dealing with that rejection. dealing with people just flat out ignoring you. Like you walk by you like you don't even exist, and I'm blasting music. And they walk by and don't even look my way. I'm like, how you hear all this music and you don't, nothing? Nothing? I can't get, but I can put Let's Go Brandon on that sign, which means F Joe Biden, and get rich overnight. I can get rich overnight. That's all I got to do is go negative. I can get rich overnight. And I refuse to do so. I refuse to do so. I refuse. If I can't get it being positive, I sure ain't gonna get it being negative. Okay? All right, y'all? So, man, pay attention to your intuition. Pay attention to the ideas that you're getting. Pay attention to that. That's not an accident. You know, what you experiencing, that ain't an accident. There's something that and this is what I've learned, that whatever you're going through, there is something that you can always share with somebody else, because you ain't the only one going through it. There's always something that you can share with other people. To my card. Always something you can share. But if you don't take the time to try to figure it out, that's when the anxiety sets in. What's going on, Edward? Thank you for joining me. That's when the anxiety set in. The second guessing and the doubt. Let God work it out, man. You just believe. And that's where the rubber meets the road, when it comes time for you to believe. Because you're going to have all kinds of voices that's trying to make you... You remember in that passage where Jesus was talking to this father whose son, and he said, all things are possible to him who believes. And the father said, I believe, but help my unbelief. And see, and that's what a lot of people struggle with now, is their unbelief. The doubt, the fear, the anxiety, the second guessing. You know, that's your unbelief. And once you can control your unbelief, man, ain't nothing you can't do. Ain't nothing you can't have. And that's what I'm working on. Being able to control my unbelief. And it ain't easy. Man, that stuff, I'm telling you, it ain't easy. Cause all kinds of voices, you're gonna have to fight off all kinds of voices that's telling you, oh, you can't do that. What makes you think you can do that? Who told you that? You ain't never done it before. See, you got a whole bunch of voices. Thank you, man. Thank you. You got a whole bunch of voices that you're gonna have to ignore. I'm gonna tell y'all this, and I'm gone. I tell any man right now that has children to talk to their kids in their sleep? They got little bitty children? Man, talk to your kids in their sleep. Why talk to them in their sleep, true conductor? Because when you talk to them when they're awake, goes in one ear and out the other. But when you talk to them in their sleep, okay, it goes in there and it's stuck. And see, what you want is your voice talking to your children when they're not with you. See, that's when you want your voice talking to them when they're not with you. Somebody asked me, what's extreme going to happen in the next 2 months in the United States? And I don't care. I don't care what happens. I could care less what happens. Why is that? I'm 71. No, I'm 71. Good Lord, let me live. I'll be 72 on my birthday in January. But back to what's gonna happen, man. I don't have time to be worrying about stuff like that. I'm trying to get myself in a position to be debt free. So regardless of what happens, it's not gonna affect me. No, I'm 71, man. 71. Just God just blessed me with a youthful look. That's all. Just blessed me with a youthful look. I don't I don't wash my face with soap. That's what my mama used to say. My mama used to say, you know, they asked my mama, why you look so young? She said, because I don't put soap on my face. Well, if it worked for my mama, it'll work for me. I don't use soap on my face. I just wash my face with water. You know, it worked for her. Okay. uh, let me see here. Yvette, say your daughter just lost her. Oh, it must be dad. Well, thank you, Ben. Thank you, Ben. Thank you. It's not easy. Is that because, you know, again, man, you got you give, and sometimes you have to replenish yourself. Okay. Sometimes you have to encourage yourself, because a lot of people won't give you encouragement, man. Frank asked me, are you concerned about police immunity for least concern? No, I'm not concerned about that, man. Honest to God. Honest to God. I'm 71. Okay? I've seen all that stuff. And I now know that a lot of people that's indulging in this negativity, oh man, I'm sorry for her loss. But you know, that's something we all got to deal with, Yvette. You know, we all gonna have to deal with that one day. We all got to deal with it. So the only thing that you can do at this point, man, is hold on to the memories and just pray and hope that he created enough memories that he left behind. Okay? That she can hold on to. Because that's all she's gonna be able to hold on to now is the memories. And see, and that's one of the things that as parents, a lot of us don't do. Man, we don't leave enough memories behind because we're too busy. Okay, well then he'll always be with her. He'll always be with her. That's for sure. If he loved her, he'll always be with her. That love don't die. It ain't going nowhere. He might be gone, but the love that he shared with her is still there with her. It's still gonna be with her. Okay? And just think, man, how many kids, and see, this is what I used to tell my children. So there are a lot of kids in your school can't say my daddy. They can say my mama, but they can't say my daddy. There are a whole lot of kids, okay? A whole lot of kids, man, can't say my daddy. They can say my mama, but daddy ain't nowhere else to be found. So look how blessed she is. Look how many of her classmates that can't say my daddy. Okay? Look at, see, and we take something that simple for granted. We take it for granted. But there are a lot of kids out here that can't say my daddy. They can't say that. They can only say my mama. See, and this is what I'm trying to tell my kids, man. A whole bunch of your kids can say my mama. You might can't say your mama, but you can say my daddy. You can say that. Okay? So you know, and that's how you got to look at it. That's how you got to look at it. So that's, you know, this is not something for you to hold your head down about. See, you can't hold your head down about that. This is the time for you to just keep on going. Little Maple Leaf, thank you for joining me. Thank you for joining me, Little Maple Leaf. All is well. All is well. You're welcome, Yvette. You're welcome. You're welcome. But no, man, if she can say my daddy, shit, she's ahead of the game. She way ahead of the game. Way ahead of the game. Because most of her classmates don't have that luxury. And how you think she gonna keep his memory alive? By saying, my daddy. That's how she gonna keep his memory alive. Mert say, do you think a mother can also take on a father? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. No, a mother cannot take on the role of a father because there's two different relationships. See, mothers bond with their children because they carry them for 9 months. Men have to bond with their children through touch. That's how we bond with our kids. Through touch. A man has to bond with his kids through touch. Okay? Because the mother carried him for 9 months, and she got an automatic bond. But most fathers don't spend time touching their kids. And when they don't spend time touching their kids, then they don't establish a bond with their children. See, men got a bond through touch. And if your children don't know your touch, daddy, in event of an emergency and they sleep, this, and you touch them, this could be life or death. I touch my kids in their sleep, and they can be silent, say, "Oh, that's daddy," and they'll come wherever I'm trying to direct them. They come in, cause they know my touch in their sleep. Okay, they know my touch in their sleep, cause I would talk to them in their sleep. Cause that's when I ain't gonna stress out trying to go. No, I'm wait till your ass go to sleep. And I'm gonna tell you everything I want you to do, everything I want you to know. And fellas, let me tell you something. Man, if you want an experience, talk to your kids in their sleep. I'm talking about little bitty kids. Like I had a girl, I got on the bus and going to the White House, and she had a little daughter. And I said, you know, the girl was like 8, 9 months old. I said, "Do you talk to your daughter in your sleep?" She said, "No." I said, "Why not?" "I never thought about it." That's when you should be talking to her in her sleep. Well, what am I tell her? Everything you wish you had heard from your mother. It's what you're going to tell her in her sleep. That's simple. Sir, were the times in the 80s better? No, man. Man, when I was, listen, my kids are 41 and 40. Last time I saw my kids' mama, they was 2 and 3 years old. I can tell you to this day if she's dead or alive. She got out, she stayed out, and she ain't no stranger in my house. My kid's mama is not a stranger in my house. I just don't know where she is. But when I saw that she didn't want to be involved, then I had to up my love. I can't replace hers, but I got to give more love. And if it wasn't for my mother and my stepfather, I wouldn't have made it with them children, man. So on the female side of it, my mother had to be mama. And that's their grandmother. Had to do the role of mama. And I had to give more love as daddy. Okay? And yeah, I made some mistakes, man, because I was learning through trial and error. You know, my daughter was a teenage mother. My daughter had my grandson at 16. I was hot as fish grease. When I found, everybody knew she was pregnant but me. But my grandson is one of the baddest trumpet players that ever come out of Michigan State University. I told you, that boy coming back from New York now, he got to go back up, this lady is running the Michael Jackson play, and they stole A Wonderful World from her, and she's just making the music. Because the music on Broadway, she got to play the Broadway, and they fired her. So she's making all of the music, and my grandson was the original trumpet player in A Wonderful World. So they've been doing videos, and she told him that the trumpet player in the Michael Jackson play want to take some time off, and he got to go back and start working with that trumpet player, and he'll be the lead trumpet player in the Michael Jackson play. Okay, just finished the play about Nina Simone, and Roberta Flack is his great aunt. Roberta Flack is my grandson's great aunt. Okay, so the music is on his bloodline. And he's a bad trumpet player too. Bad trumpet player, buddy. Bad. The boy is bad, and he's about his craft. Okay, but when in the 80s as a single father, shit, they looked at me like something was wrong with me. What kind of person you are that a woman would go off and leave you with some children? You must be awful. That's how they treated me, like crap, because I was a single dad. But they were my children. They were my children. What am I supposed to do? Turn my back on my own kids? Oh no. And I tell you what, you ain't gonna outwork either one of them. If you outwork one of my kids, it's because they let you. Matter of fact, I had this. I'm gonna read y'all this letter. Let me read you. This guy sent I was a vendor at Judiciary Square, and I taught my kids. I taught my kids about vending because I wanted them to be independent. I mean, literally, on one side of my stand, my daughter had her little vending stand, and on the other side, my son had his little vending stand. And we would go to the wholesalers, and my daughter wanted to sell like barrettes and stuff, little girly stuff, and my grandson wanted to sell sunglasses. And we go to the wholesaler, and I let them buy what they want. Set your little vending stand up. Okay, but listen to this. This is Monday. Let you see it so you won't think I'm lying. Okay, Monday, January the 18th, 1993. Okay, this guy wrote a letter to the editors at the Washington Post, and he titled it "Guilty of Goodwill. Thanks for showing how the district is dealing with street crime by hassling Don Folden, the street vendor at 4th and D Street Northwest, District Weekly, December 24. I've seen that man for years, and I can tell you he is guilty. He's guilty of working every day, guilty of selling things people need, guilty of supporting his family, guilty of teaching his children about vending, guilty of playing a variety of music to cheer us up on the way to work, and guilty of giving direction to tourists and blind people. He's especially guilty of earning the respect and goodwill of hundreds, 1,500 according to the Post, who signed his petition to the mayor asking for help to get him off the street and to the building that came to that corner years after he did. Worst of all, he's guilty of being a motivated, self-respecting, honest role model for young men of any race. Someone should keep an eye on that guy. Edward A. Stern. That's 1993. 1993. And here I am still doing the same trying to be motivating, trying to be uplifting. That's how I know the power of music. That's how I know the power of music from vending. And see, and I've had situations down in front of the White House, man, where shit was getting out of control. Turn that music on, and they just mellow right out. Just mellow them out. Turn that music on, boy, they just mellow out. Serious. That music is powerful, man, if you use it right. And if you use it wrong, like they do in our community, you see what it's doing, don't you? You see what that music doing. Okay? And here's the last thing I'm gonna tell you, then I'm going. Tanya, if you got to go, just, thank you, girl. Thank you for staying as long as you have. Don't let me hold you up. If you got to go, I can handle it from now. but here's the last thing I'm gonna tell you. I said that a while back, but I, you know, my grandmama used to always tell me, baby, and this is the first time she told me this. My grandmother loved funerals, and she dipped snuff, and nobody wanted to um, drive my grandmother around because she had a snuff cup, and sometimes she missed a cup and get snuff and spit all over your car. Well, I didn't care because she'd give me a tank of gas and put a little money in my pocket. And one day we was going somewhere, and this is my grandma. Man, this is the only picture I got with my grandmama. That's the only picture, Miss Cora. I just crossed the burning sands then. And my grandma said, boy, you full of shit. And she said, you full of shit. I said, come on, let me get this picture with you. But I was driving my grandmother somewhere, and my grandmama spit in her cup, and she said, baby, when these fuckers are looking at you, you give them something to see. I said, what you say, Makora? She said, when them fuckers are looking at you, you give them something to see. Done deal. And see, and that's the mistake most of y'all see. When you know they looking at you, that's when you need to give them something to see. See, most of y'all be worried that they looking. That's when you give them something to see. And right now, my grandson, he get out there and play. I said, boy, give him something to see. Give them something to see, so they can talk. If they're going to talk about you, boy, they're going to have to talk about how good your ass is, how good you look. Give them something to see, because anything else, they got to make up. They got to make it up. Give them something to see, buddy. Don't worry about them talking. Give them something to see, and they'll leave you alone. Okay? They'll leave you alone. And imagine, man, if we could teach all of our young kids, man, stop this foolishness. Man, give them something to see what this world would be like. I don't know nothing about that. Shit. I don't know nothing about no healthcare. I don't have a clue. I don't have a clue about healthcare. I couldn't help you with that. I don't know. Oh hell no! You get up out of here. You up out of here. I don't know nothing about no healthcare, and you out. See you later. Bye. Bye. You out. You getting out of here. Get out of here. Hold on a second. Let me get you out of here. Oh, no wonder. Yeah, you get out of here. I don't know nothing about no healthcare. Shit. I ain't the sharpest knife in the drawer, but I know what I know. Okay, I know what I know. If you want, man, do what your intuition is telling you to do. See, that's the problem. This is a mistake. Most of y'all want to get somebody else's opinion instead of learning how to lean on your own intuition. See, it's what your own intuition is telling you. You won't trust that, but you'll trust a total stranger. And your own intuition is talking to you, and you won't listen to that. You'll put what another stranger tell you over your own intuition and wondering why shit ain't working. Because you're listening to the wrong people. That's why. You're listening to the wrong people. You're going to start trusting yourself, man. You got to start trusting yourself. Stop leaning on everybody else and lean on yourself. And then when you notice you start leaning on yourself, boy, you become independent. See, because anybody can come and tell you any and everything because you can think for yourself. Learn how to think for yourself and stop asking other people. And on that note, y'all, I'm out of here because I've been holding up Tanya and I don't want to hold up no more. Okay? All right. See you later.